Hello, my friends. It's been a few days since I served up my last video, and I apologize for that. It's been a very, very busy time for me, and it seems like it's been a very busy time for a, a lot of the people that produce, content regarding Star Wars or, sabers or whatnot. The videos are starting to be few and far between. So I'm going to be doing a review of my latest acquisition from Custom Diversions. My good friend Andrew did an amazing job on this particular hilt. It was called the Aurora. I already have an Aurora by Electrum Sabercraft, so I have decided to call this the Infernal Aurora because it is a Sith saber. This is the official sidearm of Darth Paradigm. And one of the most interesting attributes, as you can see, are these windows. There are 11 of them, and I'm not sure if they're arranged in any particular pattern. It could be astronomical in nature, but I'm not too certain. The LED is rather bright. I have a Saber Forge blade in here, and it's a 32-inch blade. And that performs very well in this hilt. This, even though the Saber Forge blade is a, dueling blade, so it's heavier than most. It's not really that. The balance of this hilt is such that you don't really feel the weight of the blade. It's a very, very extremely well balanced saber. The balance point is probably about there. And let me turn this off because it makes it a little bit difficult to see the etching on the hilt. Various geometric patterns. I don't think there's any particular rhyme or reason to any of the patterns other than aesthetically pleasing. The hilt itself is about 13.5 inches long. I'll continue the visual tour in just a second. I just wanted to show you Ultra Saber's Bellicose in comparison, so you can see that they're virtually the same length. So give you an idea of how large this hilt is, but it doesn't feel that large in the hand. It's a very spry hilt. It's easy to do spins. It's easy to do tricks. And being a stunt saber and a very, very robustly designed thing, dropping it, there's no real concern about damaging it or having something, breaking. It's a very robust thing and durable, to say the least. So, I have an anti-vandal switch here. One must really get their finger in there in order to get to turn off and on, so it doesn't really suffer from the problems that certain AV switches or latching switches might have when you're spinning or dueling, of accidentally having your saber turn off, which is most appreciated. And even though it kind of looks like it's loosely in there, I had concerns about that. It's actually it's in there very firmly, so I'm sure it's probably secured from the other side. So that's definitely a positive thing. These greebles up here, they're purely decorative. They don't serve any purpose other than looking really cool. The actual the blade retention screws are here and here, and they have one Allen key which is supplied to loosen those, and so they're a little bit more durable, and they really hold the blade firmly in place. The depth is probably to about there, so this blade is very securely in there, so there's no chance it's going to come loose. The LED retention screw is here, and I'll let you look at the etching. This is very, very deep etching, but it's smoothed out and a little bit weathered, so there's nothing on here to kind of even the damage at the end of the emitter blade holder. This is all smoothed out, and there's no chance of really injuring yourself. Even these parts, they're a little rough hewn because they have to be, but you don't have to worry about hurting yourself on them. So this is a very, very comfortable hilt. That's the word I was looking for earlier. So the etching is wonderful. I really like what he did with this hilt. You get to this point, this thing is just sort of decorative. I'm not sure what it's constructive out of, but it's just a decorative greeble, and it doesn't really hinder anything. And it has rubber on has actually an O-ring around it, so it's very smooth. It's well rounded. So this is just just there to make it look even more cool than it is. Well, that didn't sound right. It's cool. It's cooler with that. So you got a D-ring here held on by another greeble assembly here, but this serves another purpose. This actually is this actually holds the pommel in place, and there's another blade retention or another hex key size to undo this, and that allows you to remove the pommel. And this pommel is brilliant. I love the design of this thing, and it seems to be just one solid piece. And I'm actually going to remove that for you right now so you can see kind of how this all works. Let's see make sure I'm in frame. Get that on there. All right, so you only have to loosen up a little bit. There's an O-ring in here, little buffer, and that's what we have for the pommel. There's a little bit of hot glue in here, so there's definitely some internal construction here. And we'll set that out to the side. To gain access to the battery, there is, let's see if I can get a hold of it. There we go. It's a little string. And you just pull this out. And here's a little battery pack wrapped in leather, of all things. And there we have a lithium-ion 18650 battery. And this came with a pair of these batteries for swapping them out, during a dueling session. If your battery starts to grow low, he gave me a replacement battery, which, let me see. We have to remove this in a way that I don't really want to remove a battery. Let's see. There we go. And I have my extra battery all charged up. Pop that in there. And positive, negative, and positive, negative. Let's get that in there. There we go. And we'll just wrap that up. Pardon my table creaking. I'm leaning on it too much. And we'll slide that in there. And so the leather just kind of keeps it from moving about inside the hilt. It's a bit of a snug fit. I didn't do that very well. Let's try that again. Okay. There we go. That's much better. And we'll just slide that in there. Alright, so that's all in place. And then this kind of just shoves the rest of it. I kind of align this little notch here with the screw to the best of my ability. I don't think they really line up. It's just the OCD in me. Oops, I forgot something. Gotta get that on there. Yeah, there we go. It's a neat little system, and it's very, very functional. It's an improvement over some of the ways they've done it in the past. Let's get this. It's a little bit tricky, a little bit convoluted, but it works. All right, so we get that lined up. Hopefully my hand's not too much in the way. You can see what I'm doing. And you just have to tighten it up a little bit. Nothing too intense. And that's in there firmly. So yeah. So we've got a nice little choke point here. There's your main gripping point, obviously. Plenty of room for your offhand, and very well balanced. Relatively light hilt. I mean, by my estimations, it's light. Some people might think it's a bit heavy, but I find this thing to be really, really supremely functional. here's the other thing I would like to show you. Sorry, my eyes are watering. And that is the blade plug. This is the blade plug that Andrew created for this hilt. And it's spectacular. Has a bit of weathering sort of added in here. You can see inside the tube. And there's a crystal here. So you got a nice little crystal chamber. It's at kind of an odd angle. So it's not perfect, but I definitely appreciate that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this blade out, and we're going to turn the LED on and slide that blade plug in there and see how it performs through those windows. So let's do this. See if I can get this in frame. Okay. So our LED is on, as you can see. Very bright. I'm not sure what the wattage is, but it's plenty bright. And I just put a brand spanking new, fully charged lithium-ion battery in there, so it's even brighter than it was before. So let's see. You guys can see this, but I can't really see it, so just keep an eye on the windows here. See if you can see the crystal through the windows as it passes. And it's meant to be kind of a perfect fit. It's not really. Kind of leave it to about there, I'd say. All right. I'm just going to tighten one of these. Just a bit. Not enough to break it, because it is a little bit of a fragile piece. That looks cool. So, there you go. There you can see how the blade plug looks. I have to say I absolutely adore this hilt. Now, Andrew has quite a few hilts available on his site right now that are equally as spectacular as this one. A little bit short on cash right now, so I do mean to eventually purchase something else from him. He has a thin neck saber that I really enjoy, but I'm gonna have to wait on that. What's going on up there? Damn. And so I recommend, definitely checking out his website. You'll probably find something to your liking. But this is the one that kind of really struck a chord with me, and something that I just absolutely needed to possess, and possess it I do. And yeah, that's basically it. So if you have any questions regarding this hilt, please feel free to hit me up. I'm more than interested in answering your questions about my experiences with Custom Diversions and Andrew and his father. They're a great pair of guys, and I've actually I've purchased hilts directly from his site. I've also done commission pieces. I have a Ram Coda that he made for me. I have a curved hilt saber that he did for me. It's one of the best curved hilt sabers that I own. I own a Cal Kestis and a couple other hilts. I own one that's it wasn't really commissioned by me, but I kind of influenced something that he was always already working on, a Dinjar and a Mandalorian hilt, which I actually have on a stand over there, a decorative stand. That one's on display because it's kind of a masterpiece, and I have a few others, but this is just I think probably the sixth one in my collection, and I'm absolutely addicted to his work, as you can see. So I appreciate you watching my video. Please subscribe and like, and if you care to share my video, that would be extremely helpful. And hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the evening, wonderful rest of the weekend. Please go out and vote, and that's very important. You just need to express your opinion regarding that. So once again, thank you for watching. May the Force be with you, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye.